Hello, QL crew. In this lesson, we're going to be talking about our goals and making sure to individualize them. It's one thing to say that I'm going to move more and eat less. Believe me, I've been doing that since the early 90s, and I've lost and found the same 20-ish pounds, probably 20-ish times. I can't tell you a precise number because I wasn't precise about it. If you know Lewis Carroll's book, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, this quote may be familiar to you. About midway through the story, Alice becomes lost in Wonderland and asks the Cheshire Cat, "Would you please tell me which way I ought to go from here?" And the Cheshire Cat replies, "That depends a good deal on where you want to get to." Alice responds, "I don't much care where." And Cheshire Cat answers, "Well, then it doesn't matter which way you go." In other words, if you don't have a specific goal in mind, any path can take you somewhere. To move toward quality longevity and create sustainable lifestyle habits, we need to set specific goals because they're proven to work and because they're measurable. As an example, I will use the 5 to 7% body weight loss and the 150 minutes of activity per week that is recommended by the National Institutes of Health, the Centers for Disease Control, and the American Diabetes Association in these videos. Because these are the goals that the original QL crew adopted, we know firsthand that they are attainable by real people with real lives. But please note, and I can't stress this enough, please note, 5 to 7% of your body weight and 150 minutes of activity is not advised for everyone. You will want to follow the recommendations of your medical practitioners. As I mentioned in lesson 1, I am not a medical practitioner, nutritionist, or fitness instructor, and I don't know who might or might not be able to safely work towards these goals. Find out what is recommended for you before you start Unit 2. Now, we can go ahead and do the quick calculations to make these into individual goals. If your doctor tells you to aim for a different percentage, you can recalculate. The first thing you want to do is target your range by multiplying your weight by 0.05 for the lower goal and 0.07 for the upper goal. So I'm going to use my favorite football player as our example. He weighs 250 pounds. So 0.05 times 250 is 12.5. 0.07 times 250 is 17.5. We can use these half-pound figures if we like, if we want that precision, or we can round up. Remember second grade math? We round up at 5 or greater, which would put this tight end's 5 to 7% loss between 13 to 18 pounds. Now you can decide how precise that you want to be. Not all scales offer the same precision, so do what is easiest for you. This becomes your first entry on the tracker spreadsheet that is linked in the notes. There's a tutorial video linked in the spreadsheet for anyone who's new to spreadsheets. You can use any sort of tracker that's easy for you. Some of you might prefer digital diaries or other tools. To be honest, a basic calendar works fine. You just have to flip back to today's date to see where you started. The original QL crew liked having their weight loss and activity minutes in the same tool and visible on the same page week after week, so they used a spreadsheet. Again, use what works for you. So now let's think about how we're going to get there. How are we going to succeed? Just like Alice's Wonderland, we don't have a magic wand, but we do have a goal, a weight loss goal, and a path. And our path starts with increasing our activity. We have an activity goal as well. If we don't know where we've been, though, how do we know where we can go? This week, we're not going to make any changes yet to our activity levels for two reasons. One, we need to know where we are so that we know where we can get to. But also, again, remember, you need to check in with your own healthcare provider. Check to find out if that 5 to 7% weight loss goal makes sense for you and is safe for you, and find out if 150 minutes of talk test activity works for you. You have to work at your own pace. You have to start where you are and set your own goals. Again, this week, we're not going to make changes to our activity level. This week, we're going to be like the curious Mad Hatter. We're going to observe, record, and reflect as we start our QL adventure together. Track your minutes of moderate activity each day. Moderate activity means that you can speak in full sentences, but feel, as I demonstrate, slightly out of breath. So again, moderate activity means that you can speak in full sentences, but you're slightly out of breath when doing so. Record these minutes in your tracker or calendar or diary tool. This week, try to do it each day. If you've never done this before, it's going to feel tedious and awkward at first, and that's okay. I promise it'll get easier. And as it becomes a habit, it'll take less effort. You can always use one of my hacks and text yourself. I did X minutes of moderate activity, and then tally up your texts whenever you get a moment. Remember, just observe. Don't change anything yet. This will give you a baseline. Feel free to share what you notice, however you prefer. Journal, message me, or post on social media with the hashtag QLCrew. Observe, record, and reflect. Just like Alice had an adventure in Wonderland, we're going to have a QL adventure together. There's one more video for this unit, and you can listen to most videos while doing other things like cooking, cleaning, commuting, or while you're out walking or doing some other sort of activity. For this last video, you may want to find a quiet spot, though, to watch, because I'm going to ask you to think deeply about why you're here, why you found this channel. If you can't find quiet time, that's okay. Just watch and let the information wander in your mind, like Alice wandering in Wonderland.